I want you to take a look at something really quickly. This is a graph of what alcohol Gen Z actually buys. Do you see anything funny? Since 2022, the only alcoholic beverage that hasn't lost popularity and sales is beer. Not only that, but non-alcoholic beverages and their sales have gone up 11% as well. And have you ever noticed that we just don't seem to get as drunk as we used to back in the day? Fewer people start talking about tequila shots and beer pong, and more people just start talking about the Benjamins. And guess what? It turns out that we're not imagining this at all, but that Gen Z is actually drinking a lot less than all the generations before them. But instead of showing you just random numbers and studies from people that you don't even know who they are, let's actually talk about it for a second. Stay tuned, and we're gonna go over a couple reasons why as to Generation Z and my generation just isn't drinking as much. And make sure you stay for the last one, because in my personal opinion, it's just one of the big reasons why we stopped drinking, basically.
Hey man, am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
What's up, you guys? It's boy Swear I'm Trying, and when was the last time you got properly wasted? And I'm not talking about, oh, my cheeks are feeling red type of wasted. I'm talking about you going, damn, where do I even live? And where are my car keys? And did I even drive my car to this party? Well, whatever your answer was, if you answered a long time ago, you might actually be in the majority and not the minority. Why is Gen Z not drinking? Obviously, it would be impossible to pinpoint a single reason as to why our generation stopped drinking. If I really knew, I would most likely be getting paid millions of dollars by an ad company so I can fix that problem. However, we can most likely assume a couple of them. Number one, the internet. Being terminally online has basically ruined parties to a certain degree. And I can make a whole video just on that, but I can promise you that your mom and dad in the 80s were most likely partying a lot harder than you are right now. There was an insane increase in snow powder, and the most beautiful part of it all was that nobody knew. There was complete privacy. Unless one of your friends put out one of those Kodak disposable cameras, you were basically safe of ever getting caught doing something that you shouldn't be doing. You could really make a fool of yourself and nobody would know. It was quite an enjoyable moment in time, I assume. The idiot mistakes you made at the party were just a little bit more material for your friends to roast you later on in the day. However, today, one single tweet, one single post, or one single slip up, and it's GG's, bro. It's all over. A single gesture could cost you your well-being, your safety, your money, and basically even your life. Now, I'll raise you another one. What happens when you have a generation that was basically raised by the internet and completely grew up with it? Besides an eventual more hospitable environment and PC culture, you get a lot more people that are very careful with what they post online. I mean, who wants to be canceled after all? Why would you risk embarrassing yourself when you can have a curated, nice, and tight personality online? It makes no sense. I've actually been victim of being personally ridiculed for making mistakes when I was younger, all because there was a smartphone camera there. So don't be like me, kids. Do as I say, not as I do. And remember that nowadays, there's most likely someone in the corner out there with their iPhone 16 Pro Max filming a 4K video of you doing whatever dumb shit you're doing. I mean, what did they expect us when they gave us Snapchat when we were like 13? Number two, looking good. The rise of looking attractive, being hot, and going to the gym has definitely been on the rise ever since the internet was created. Not only that, but different lifestyles such as veganism or vegetarianism have been made pretty possible by all standards nowadays.
A protester who ran on the field during Monday's 49ers game has filed a police report for assault.
And if we start adding in how common mocktails have become, you have a pretty good argument to not poison yourself. Thankfully, social media has such detailed information that pretty much anyone that goes to the gym frequently or wants to lose weight knows that if you try to drink a lot and work out a lot, those things normally don't mix very well. Sometimes when you go out, it's better to have just a little bit of club soda with some lime. And the next day, you don't wake up and feel like Freddy Krueger is literally chasing you outside of your dreams. Guys, real quick, before you skip me, just please hit this video with a like, comment, share, or sub. Everything that you do will help me a lot more than you think, okay? Thank you very much. Back to the video. And number three, THC. Let's try to keep it scientific here. I was debating whether or not to include this one, but I personally do strongly argue that the rise in availability of THC has really hit the alcohol industry and their sales. They almost had us with the nicotines and the alk, but Mary Jane had other plans. Forget all the theoretical ideas and mumbo jumbo, you know it and I know it. A lot more people are smoking. A quick Google search will show that around 36% of adults aged 18 to 25 will have tried marijuana in the last year. And not only that, but out of that same age range, if you ask them if they've tried marijuana in general, 1 in 2 will say yes. 50% for you people that are really bad at math. So yeah, people are clearly smoking that loud a lot more often than they were years ago. This obviously has pros and cons, which I'm not gonna get into right now, but it's just a reality of where our society currently is at the moment. Just a fact. So what's next? Clearly, alcohol sales have been diminishing over the past years. What's gonna happen when the next generation drinks even less, and then the next one? What's gonna happen to all these billion-dollar companies? Right now, a lot of companies are starting to offer mixed drinks with alcohol, spritzers, or just alcohol-free drinks. If you ask me, I think that the United States and a lot of the world, frankly, is gonna become pretty green, if you catch my drift. Instead of having drunk people fighting in bars, we're most likely gonna have a lot of people just chilling on couches, watching some TV, blasting some rap, playing Jenga. I do hope that one day alcohol will become more of a choice or an optional thing, instead of something you have to force down your throat when you actually wanna have a good time at the club. Eventually, socializing is not gonna be centered around booze anymore. It's just a reality. I rarely drink whatsoever nowadays, and I can personally tell you that I do not miss the hangovers that it used to give me. But consider the long-term effects too. If drinking less becomes the norm, will people live longer, or will we find something else to poison ourselves with? Maybe drunk driving will become a thing of the past too. Or maybe we're just incentivizing everyone else to go find another addiction. I don't know. That's an answer for the politicians to find out, not for me right now. So next time you go to a party, stop counting how many shot glasses you see and start counting how many nugs and pre-rolls you see and smell. And at the end of the day, please remember that no addiction is actually obligatory. You decide to put these things in your body. I promise you that if you don't hit your Juul while you're sipping your third cup of coffee, nothing is gonna happen. You're not gonna die. Although it may feel like it in the moment. It is pretty interesting to think of where society will be in 30, 40, or 50 years in regards to alcohol use. It's such an ingrained thing in our culture and history that it's really insane that the next generations are just not doing it. Will it be completely wiped off? Or will they pivot and start selling us something else, like they did with the Juuls and nicotine? But what do you think? Do you think we're slowly rolling into a utopian future? Or do you think that we're slowly losing our culture as Americans? Comment down below what you think. The only way to know is by staying along live enough to see what the hell happens. This is the next one I'm trying with another week. Peace.
I seen me through the process. I don't really want no problems. Niggas ain't got no merit. Niggas ain't got no posture. Round here we keep shit G'd up. Kick my feet up out my posse. And deposit, keep it posse.